I'll show you. I'll show you what my practice has gotten me. Nowhere. Lipstick! Faith present! Go! Fall package! Deluxe fall package!
No! Someone owes me an apology. I knew I'd win.
Alright, let's do it again. Fine for now.
Here it comes. You like that?
Oh, they broke up their chains so miserably. Why? What's happening here?
You like that?
What's happening over there? I didn't get that at all.
Apology. I knew I'd win.
I think my assessment was right. Like stacking willy-nilly could get you a good 4 to 6 chain, but like you can't build off that. It might be show.
It's potion time.
Let's get to work. Whoa!
What are they doing?
Backhand slip grip special. Oh no! Lightning drop. Hey! Lightning drop. Swing in.
Meteor shower. Pow!
Swing in. Hey!
Whoa, what is that mess happening over there? What was that?
What an easy win. Whoa! Hey,
Not happening.
Oh no!
Supernova.
Oh no! Swing in! Hey! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Meteor shower. Meteor shower. Moon beam. Moon beam. Gravity slam.
Back cross
Gravity
wall.
slam. Star blast.
Ah! No way. It was a mess.
That all you got?
Sidewinder!
GT cannons, eh? You're not the learned fool I thought you were.
Star blast.
Oh no! Backhand split grip special!
Meteor shower. Meteor shower.
Get out of here.
Cross face wall! Hey!
Pow!
Swing in!
Star
Swing
blast.
off! Tetris!
Supernova.
Oh no!
Moon beam.
Whoa!
Pow!
Swing in! Whoa!
Still a little rusty. I'm always a little rusty when we start up the stream.
Whoa! Hey! Swing in! Swing in!
out of here.
Whoa! Hey!
Starburst!
No!
Meteor shower!
Whoa! Swing in! Lightning drop! Whoa! Lightning drop!
Yes.
What happened?
What an easy win!
That was a little dirty, but I got there. A Puyo legend. It's fine. It's all fun. Losing means that I have to practice, which means more puzzles, which is win-win, so it's all good.
Let's start the lesson.
Let's not do that.
Now then,
That's their full chain.
how interesting. Beautiful.
That's not a good looking chain though.
Magnificent. Exquisite. Special move. Now then, how interesting.
Yes.
Oh no!
Gravity was my ally.
Their chain didn't look like formal or anything. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike from GXP Streams. And that just means we're going to be playing some more Final Fantasy 16. I see you, quest marker, but we're not doing you now. Excuse me. Sorry. I got called out. Let's do some side quests.
Sid, I was wondering if you could help me.
It depends what with.
A bearer, but recently freed from his bonds, is keen to join the Curse Breakers. As you know, the work we do is not easy, which is why we test every volunteer's suitability. I was hoping you could oversee this one's evaluation.
I don't mind, but why this one?
Because he wants to be a scout. Our ranks are filled with men and women
Hope
capable of
everyone's
breaking
doing all right
chains
today.
and putting slavers to the sword. But scouting, we're few with the nose for that, which is why we still rely so heavily on Gav. And since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought you might be better placed to recognize the traits in him that we should look for in those who'd fill his boots.
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boys' test, then?
One can never have too many scouts.
Truer words, Sid. I'll let the initiate know that you'll be attending his trial, and that he is to proceed directly to Northreach in readiness.
No time like the present, eh?
No time like the present. I'll await you there.
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer.
There's already a side quest there. Whew, too many.
Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
I'm nervous.
Well met, Sid. This is the initiate. Ember, present yourself.
At your service, Master.
Please, just Sid. There are no masters here. Your life is your own.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Sid. The sergeant says you'll be evaluating me at my trial.
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the dangers inherent in that role.
Violence everywhere.
But I swore I'd face them. Just like the man who saved my life.
Who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me and freed me. No magic, no support, just one man and his nose. Came and sniffed me out. It taught me what one man can do if he puts his mind to it. And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's saviour, just like Gav was mine.
I'm sure he'd be flattered. You clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions. Stick to this path and you'll make a fine curse breaker.
So, what? Have I passed?
You haven't even started yet. Now listen. Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right. Anything else?
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and stealing the logbook would be quite sufficient. You'll need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, create a distraction and effect an escape, all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial oubliette.
Ember, Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential that you know your limits.
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
I think it's going to get into some severe trouble.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather eye on him all the same, would you?
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me.
Bird! Bird?
Let's go. These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready. Or maybe not. Damn it.
Ember, draw your sword!
I can't!
He gonna die.
Then run!
If you want him, you'll have to go through me.
He'll circle on the train, dummy car. Alright. Enemy slain.
Ember, are you... Gone. Of course. Scouts really are a rare breed. Back to Northreach it is then.
So is it like he can't fight monsters? That could be a problem. But... Ooh, box! Box! Sweet. Castro's beak braid. Down thrust damage by 10%. Interesting. No.
I didn't expect you back so soon. Where is Ember? How did he fare?
I thought I'd find him with you. He must have fled. I followed him to Eastwatch, where I found him being set upon by a wild Avis. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. I had to step in and take care of things. By the time I had, he was nowhere to be seen. I assumed he'd set off in your direction, but apparently not.
I'm sorry, Sid. I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but he seemed like...
The right man for the job? I believe this is the logbook you tasked me with retrieving.
How did you... Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? Wasn't that what you asked me to do? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you then, as heir. And he did it all on his own.
But Sid, he
did what he thought was best. And now I have to decide whether I agree.
Of course. We'll await your evaluation back at the hideaway. Don't you leave my sight.
Yes, Sergeant.
I mean, I guess that's what a scout does.
This won't be an easy decision.
A fortress?
The garrison is threatening to pull their sentries from the market.
I would speak with this duke.
Saw the captain just now.
Savage.
Your
'Cause that's less of a scout. That's more of like a rogue, right? If the goal is to get the mission passed no matter what. Hey, Isabel.
Do you have a moment, Clive?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence has assumed full control of the garrison and put every able-bodied man to work on the fortifications. The town was left all but unguarded, so Philippe was compelled to form a citizens' watch to fill the void. And though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in this, they want for bodies. So I was wondering if you would lend them your strength, that the people of Northreach might sleep easier, if only for a few nights.
Fine.
Of course. Whatever you need.
Thank you, Clive. What would I do without you?
Us
Philippe
violent
told
things.
me he had men stationed at...
Where can I find the mistress of this establishment?
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
My name is Sabine,
Hello.
and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflan, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble. I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. Let us speak. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Absolutely. Our conversation can wait.
Please, proceed.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in objecting to his every action. Indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against his reckless plans. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. No. He must be made to face the consequences of his actions.
And who would make him do this?
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for good.
Does that not seem a trifle... drastic?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and dispossessed. My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced to make every sacrifice to ensure her revival. But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire who must serve her people. He's always been like this. Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride roughshod over the common folk any longer. We must fight him. by all possible means.
Fight him? No. My purpose is to quell the tension in Northreach, not to stoke it. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one of us uniting against our common enemy. Your father and his followers included. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that he may yet be won round.
False hope, I assure you. But I see that your mind is made up. I shall bother you no longer. If you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit is only likely to harden the Duke's resolve, which may be enough to seal the fate of this town. Not that she cares. This is all about her and her father.
Families.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. I was about to tell you of Philippe's plans for the town watch. But perhaps it's better that you heard them from him. I believe he's in the market, if you'd be so kind as to seek him out.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you. I'd like to see the two of you in action together.
She knows what she meant by that.
Your town needs you. I need you.
Just gotta add the collections. Okay. The previous episode should be on. Available to watch now.
Saw the captain just now.
What does the dame have to say about all this? So you are content to abandon the people to their fate? Please, I beseech you. If you are a true son of Northreach, you must fight to defend your home.
That's exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least. The land is crawling with fiends. Someone has to keep watch.
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison? Fine. You're not the only able-bodied man in Northreach. Thank you so much for your help.
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dame to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Her ladyship seems to have a way with people. Anyway, what brings you here?
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she did she? Right as always. In fact, you're just the man. We've had some reports, you see. Sightings of, you know what.
They're back.
Seems that way. All over, too. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing, you could go and see what's what.
Right. Where should I look?
You know Grieger's Weep? One of the sightings places them somewhere on its shores.
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into
It's
one of
very
the other
likely
sightings.
monsters. It's fine.
Let's rendezvous back here later.
Oop, stumbled a bit.
Damn it. The reports were true. I need to stop them before they get to the town.
take him out. Okay, 6. That was backflip to death.
Call that a test, Ultima?
Clive, it's me.
Please don't strike me down.
You alright?
I am. But it seems the reports were true. The thralls have returned.
It does seem like a terrible
Just
idea,
watched the
right?
few that I found,
That's
though.
very last
There's
bossy
something, I suppose.
for a lot of video games.
But what were they doing south of town?
Oh, the
They
heroes
come
after
from
this
the
through
north last
wave after wave
We
of
might be able to
progressively
fend off
stronger
an attack
enemies
from
at
one
them.
side or the other, but from both?
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. I should probably go and have a look though, just to be sure. You head back to Northreach. I want you there just in case war breaks out while I'm away.
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic on the townspeople, stirring up ill feeling towards her father. She'll have her marching on the barracks if we're not careful.
What? This is exactly what the Dame was afraid of. I'll do what I can to calm things down. Be careful out there, alright?
Don't worry, I'm not like you. One sniff of those things and I'm running back to town screaming blue murder.
Fair. Most people see monsters and run. We run towards them, which is much different.
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country?
Better off.
The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. Now she teeters on the brink.
This is the
Without
worst
this,
scenario,
How
though.
will the people fight?
This is a
Without
civil
their
war.
shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as Great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore.
He said it.
You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a branded.
Are we really going to this now?
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Grieger.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflame. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent
Just
and there
running.
make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order.
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together for Northreach.
the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
But she is but a common whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell. The men have their orders, and they look like following them.
The road is
I've got
literally
them
ending.
spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the thralls strike from, there'll be someone there to meet them.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured the people will play their part. The herbalist has donated her stock of medicines to me. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale. We'll see to them there.
Thank you, milady. I will.
I'll play my part too. You still want for numbers. Unlike the enemy. I only hope I can go some way to evening the odds. Philippe, can I leave the south in your hands? I doubt the thralls by the lake were the last of their number.
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way so we don't get taken by surprise. What about you?
I'll make my way up the road to Oriflamme. I've fought a few of these things. Well, I can't promise to hold them all back. I should be able to thin the herd.
All right. But take care.
Thank you, both of you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then, madame.
Yeah, that's why the Duke's position here is just so outdated. It's like the world's ending, dude. You need every spellcaster on your side because there are not any crystals anymore.
This is more like it. Come on then. Test me.
I wonder if I should upgrade that. What would upgrading this do? Increasing amount of sensitive tickets? Probably.
Nice try.
Of course not.
It's only just begun.
Oh boy. Damn, I thought I'd go off sooner. How about a beam to the face? Hoo-ha!
Over here! Sickle!
All right. Okay.
That looks to be the last of them. I wonder how the others fared. Better hurry back to town. Come on, Torgal.
Clive, it's good to see you.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake. Took a few nicks, but nothing the girls at the Vale can't put right.
Glad to hear it.
Well, it seems we've survived. For the time being, at least. I thank you both for answering the call.
You were right. And I was wrong. About everything. I had thought that the only way to unite the people was under the banner of Empire. That without a strong hand to guide them, they would drift apart. To be borne hither and yon by the eddying currents of fate. But you brought them together. Not by force, nor by the exercise of goddess-given authority, but by simply being one of them. By knowing what they feel, because you feel it yourself.
Our purpose was ever the same, Your Eminence. You were merely distracted by a loftier vision of empire and glory, while our eyes beheld matters closer to home.
You have the right of it again, as did you, Sabine. His Radiance said it himself. Sanbreque is naught without her citizens. I forgot that, and I am sorry.
I'm sorry too, Father.
Might have helped a little.
I should never have taken things
Yeah, maybe.
so far.
You can't use death
I wanted
willy-nilly,
to
right? You can't go
understand
back
how
from
the
that.
people felt. How I felt. But my anger got the better of me.
Do not blame yourself, my dear. This was my doing. I should have listened to you. To all of you.
Your Eminence, Your Ladyship, I do not doubt that you came here with the best of intentions. But I believe the same could be said of us all. We all want safety, security, prosperity. Not just for Northreach, but for the entire realm. And we may yet achieve it. If only we work together. Will you join us in this?
Yes. We shall.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that that is settled, I must go and see to the wounded. The Vale's doors are always open to any soldier in need of relief. And today there are more than ever before.
Madame Isabel is a rare soul indeed. In these dark times, I see that it is not men like me who should lead the realm, but women like her.
You're right. If only I'd listened to her when I had the chance.
Forgive me for saying so, milady, but you still do.
Work for her.
The Dame said it herself. We can turn things around. We just have to work together. And that goes for you, too. You're one of us now.
One of you.
Well said, Captain. Let this be a new beginning. Not only for Sandbreck, but for us.
Well, since there's nothing more to be done here, I should see if Isabel needs any help moving the wounded.
Can we get you anything?
There's no need to worry anymore.
I saw several soldiers being carried to the Vale.
How goes the treatment of the wounded? I'll be happy to man one end of a stretcher if it would help.
You've helped quite enough for one day, Clive. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
All he did was fight, but I guess that
But
helps.
I must. After all you've done for this town, it is the very least you deserve.
Tell me, if Northreach had fallen, what would you have done? A woman of your means could find a home anywhere in the realm, but I sense you would rather have died here.
It's a long story.
For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
Very well. Long ago, I had a life in the Crystalline Dominion. I was Carla then, courtesan to the nobility. So sought after was I that it was only they who could afford my time. Alas, those halcyon days were not to last. For naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard, the gentlest man I have ever known. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at me again. And so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to. We wandered, aimless and starving, half dreading, half praying that the next day would be our last. Until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was the Vale that took us in, that fed us, clothed us, and healed our hurts. Those that could be healed at least. My love was already too far gone.
He passed away.
He did. Not long after we arrived. But at least we were able to share a few moments of peace before the end. It was the greatest gift I have ever received. But the generosity of this town and her people did not end there. The men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief. Shared in it, though I was still a stranger to them. They treated me like a sister. And so I swore that I would always do the same. That I would return the kindness that Northreach showed me. That I would repay my debt to the Vale.
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
You're a lot like him, you know. Perhaps that is why I have such a soft spot for
I
him.
hate it. The
Never
audio
stop
cable
fighting,
here,
Clive.
my headphone cable has
And I shall
top
die.
twisted, so it keeps trying to knot
I know
itself.
that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. But our efforts will be rewarded. Just look at us now. The people, the soldiers, even the Duke of Oriflamme and his daughter, all united in defense of this town that we have come to call our home. And what of you? Can we count on your support too?
Always.
Quest complete. Vale signboard, the orichalcum.
You should have seen him. The fingers.
Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes. Welcome back. Trip wasn't too much of a pain in the arse, I hope. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with the trial. But from what I hear, things didn't go quite as planned.
No, they most certainly did not.
We get to vote. Does he pass or does he not pass? Is there a way to make a poll on this thing? Let's do a 3-minute poll. Because on the one hand, his job was to get the ledger, right? But on the other hand, he used us. He didn't, like, he purposely used us as bait. So does that deserve passing marks? Because there's that argument. To achieve the goal no matter what, but also, like, part of a scout's job is to make sure everyone stays alive. So it's like, if you fail him, he dies. I think he'll just get a lesson on how to do this properly. Like, the other thing I think about is, like, would Gav, if Gav did the trial, would he let us go? Would he, like, bait us as, like, monster bait? Or would he just figure out a way? I'm gonna apply some chapstick because I cut my mouth on a potato chip and it hurts like hell. Too biased? I know what your vote is. I see you. In the meantime, one of the games I was thinking about playing after Final Fantasy 16, I think it was like a Mega Man indie or Mega Man inspired indie game. Either that or one of the new Pokemon mods. I think it was gonna be Pokemon. Oh, what was it? I downloaded it. I got everything ready for it. Pokemon Crystal Clear? Was that it? It was a mod of Pokemon Crystal. In any case. It's so weird seeing Clive just like, I can't decide. Less than a minute. Please get your votes in. Help me decide. Does Ember deserve to pass? All right, let's find out. Oh, everyone's just vibing to today's stream, so that's all good.
When faced with an unexpected foe, Ember froze. He did not run. He did not fight. Had I not been there, he would be dead. It would be too great a risk to send him out on a mission alone.
Thank you, Sid, for your honest appraisal. Ember, you braved the tower and emerged unscathed. Yes, but only because Sid saved your skin. To me, that's no better than being caught red-handed. You failed the test.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, it's true. And this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a second chance, nonetheless. After all, he did do as you asked.
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, and any mind can conquer its fears. But a scout's nose is different. You've either got one, or you ain't. And by sniffing out that lot, young Ember here has shown he has a conch and a half.
A what?
Wouldn't do to waste it now, would it?
Fine. One more chance.
I'll do whatever you ask. I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I have to. I'll show you. Just you wait.
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for far too long. That time the curse breakers took some of the weight off his shoulders, I reckon.
Didn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him thinking he's been hard done by. Next thing you know, he'll be asking for a day off. Chance would be a fine thing. Back to work.
Forgive me, Sid. This did not play out as I expected.
Things really do these days. But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best out of a bad situation. Remember that.
I will, Sid. Thank you.
That's a lot of experience. I'll take it.
Sid, do you have a moment?
By all means.
Just a
It's
sec,
my
everybody.
old master. Seems there's no escaping her. She found some way to send me a letter. And something else. Records from a Waluda prison. Seems they were keeping a lot of bearers there.
How did she come by such a thing?
Finding bearers always was her strong point. And it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the masterless. Bearers no one would miss. And even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When ether started lapping at the walls, the jailers fled.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along next.
Sid,
I don't think it would have mattered, the option. I think it would have been one or the other, and then flip side explanation after.
From traveling to Walud. I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on the Shadow Coast than leave them to starve.
Then we'll go together.
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going to navigate the Narrow.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, but we travel together. And we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can, and we leave.
Thank you, Sid. There was a name in the prison register. A name from my past. Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. A gifted soldier, and the closest thing I had to family. The thought of him held captive in that place.
He must be very important to you.
Hate it.
He was. Is.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit Walls, just beyond the portcullis. We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray there are still bearers alive to save.
As do I, Doris.
Nobody's tool. To Balmung Dark. Ah. We took a look at that before and we're
Doris
confused.
is waiting for me near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry.
I'm almost at naturally 3,000 3,000 hit points. Cool. Let's save.
There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the wardens ran. If Chadwick was being held here...
Yeah, he's gone by now.
He may already be.
Don't give up hope just yet. But let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether's thickest there.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer? I hope not. We're risking a lot just being here. Better keep my eyes open for signs of life.
Life, not unlife. Cannibal Lude hereby designates the facility of the person for the detainment of bearers, both foreign and domestic. Purpose of this facility is to rear and train Akuza beasts for deployment in the field. Strictest secrecy.
So this place was no ordinary prison. And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled.
Get him!
Someone's brave.
A box! Hell yeah.
No sign of any bearers yet. I hope you have better luck downstairs.
How did you get past all these monsters? Forget it.
All yours, Torgal.
The Kuza has long been recognized as an especially aggressive species. This being the case, it was hoped that successful deployment on the battlefield might be a means of inflicting heavy casualties on the enemy. In exercises conducted thus far, however, the beast has proven incapable of distinguishing between allied and enemy combatants. As such, deployment alongside regular troops is not recommended. It is proposed instead that the bearer captives be employed in order to draw enemy focus, and the beast then driven to the fray in order to achieve maximum benefit with minimal loss of Waluder lives.
Minimal loss of Waluder lives. What happens when they run out of bearers? Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than that.
Recent supply shortages left us with insufficient resources to feed the Kuza entrusted in our care. Fortunately, the creature was observed to kill and consume the bears assigned to fight along beside it in a mock battle conducted as part of its training. The beast was further observed to enter a state of visible contentment upon feeding it this way, suggesting that live bears may even be its preferred source of sustenance. While this behavior is unexpected, it's not unwelcome. Bears no longer of use for training purposes cannot be repurposed as required.
They were feeding bearers to it. This is even worse than I'd feared. Nothing but a caching down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on. No luck downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and... it can't be true, can it? Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even, and those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs.
It's a master key. It's gotta be.
There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment.
The jailer's key.
Let's see what we can find down here.
I lost the jailer's key. It just disintegrated. Got some amber.
Survivor. She sounds close.
But that treasure's closer. I'll take that first.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards. They're still here. But something's wrong with them. Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. You must have been terrified.
Did Chadwick send you?
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
Was that?
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground.
It's
Oh my
out there
goodness.
waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
Let's do it. How am I supposed to get out there? Hello? Hello? Aha. Kuza Beast.
Beast will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison.
Woo,
I can't
just
let
out of
that
range.
happen. Nice try.
Crap. I forgot behemoths had like star calling powers. right into that. He's down! Yeah, it was a C rank binge, and then it just ate everything. It ate everybody. Woo! Just one go. Give me that sweet, sweet renown. Behemoth shackle, nice.
Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
I'm fine. I think.
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways.
That's a thick-ass
It was
diary.
here. Do you think that creature?
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
A little time later, but not enough for the world to end, right?
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her. If we hadn't...
I know. But we did.
Days, at least
Able to
3.
Save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never have found out what happened to him. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember. The man I thought of as a brother.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past. If you don't mind, that is.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do 2 things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. And then, one day, we just couldn't do them anymore. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger in someone else's hand.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own. And he died not as someone's tool, but as a hero.
Haida Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cast off their shackles. And the Cursebreakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick, and for all of us.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting on you.
That's a lot of experience. Hell yeah. Uh-oh.
What do you think happened to Miss Midadol?
It's a children quest.
Sid, you have to help us.
With what? You didn't take apart another of Mid's contraptions, did you?
No. Well, yes. But that's not what we want to talk to you about.
It's Miss Midadol. She's been acting strange. Very strange. She's barely ever around.
When she is, she acts like we aren't even there. Her head's in a crowd.
In the clouds.
That's what I said. In the clouds.
Well, she does have a lot on her mind. When did you last see her?
Not long ago. Right after she got back from saving you from Stonear.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise. It did take quite a battering on the way there and back.
You didn't break it, did you, Sid? You really should be more careful around Miss Midadol's inventions. Don't listen to her. Even if you did break the Enterprise, you could put it back together, couldn't you?
But who's gonna put Miss Midadol back together?
Uh-oh.
She seems really sad.
Why don't I go and see if I can cheer her up?
You do that? For us? She's in her dungeon.
Don't scare him. It's not a real dungeon.
Thanks for the warning. If you have a...
That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under my arse all along! If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will!
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. They're worried about you. Is
We're
this
all
really so
worried.
important that you need to shut yourself away from everyone?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm, and that's with the sea beneath her. Well, what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't bound to anything at all? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so I'm gonna do something about it. The Fallen had their chance, but they relied too much on magic. And see where that got them? But not me. I've discovered how to do it without. Well, almost. First I need to make a prototype.
And is that a one-woman job?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise is my baby. But if a godfather's offering to lend a hand, I'd be happy to take it. First, I'll need oil, and not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the Tub and Crown. Refined stuff, like they make in Ordil. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Light, strong, preferably no longer attached to the beast it belongs to.
If it's beast bones you're after, I'm sure the curse breakers will know where you might find some.
No, they'll know where you might find some. You're the one who offered to help, remember?
I should speak with one of the curse breakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can find this bone while I'm there as well.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project?
Oh, wow. one S, a Grim Reaper, and Knight of the Splendid Haunt.
All right, Sid. Come to buy us around, have you?
Only if you earn it. Mid needs a piece of light but durable bone for her next project. You've encountered your share of beasts on your travels across the realm. Any ideas?
Most bones are the same. Whack 'em hard enough and they'll break. If it's durability you're looking for, shell will serve you better. You know what an adamantus is?
Yes.
I do. And I know to give them a wide berth. Will any old adamantus do?
Well, with shells, the older the harder. There's a rumour of an ancient adamantus down in Carava, near Old Bidza. All that's left of the village anyway. But don't expect to make quick work of the bastard. There's a reason it's lived as long as it has.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Two different spots. Let's move. Just a sec. Sorry, I just gotta make sure my commands are still updated.
It's well. After what happened here, it's a miracle there was any left at all.
There, sparklies.
This should be enough.
There.
Ready, go?
Just walked in through the walls.
Here we are again. Carava. If you were a tortoise, Togo, where would you hide? Straight home now. Looks like we found him.
magical dog. Why does everything have 100,000 health?
I better get these materials to Mid so she can finish her prototype.
As a reminder, because we made our bit goal last week, Brian's going to be playing Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom one-handed all week. So when you check out his stream at about 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, each day you'll come across him playing Zorda. Yeah, so enjoy that. We'll be doing our end of the month giveaway later tonight. We'll announce the winners of Civilization 6. And we've got our next giveaway in the works. So anything you redeem today, unfortunately, will go towards our August prize. But it'll be good. We'll see.
Mid, tell me this is all you need.
You make it sound like I asked you to save the world or something.
Tell me this is all you need.
It's most of what I need. After you left, I went over the figures again, and I realised I'd forgotten a 1 and a 0. And a cogwheel. Just a tiny one. Though, that's the problem. Gears that small are a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
Wait. The children. When they took apart your scales, there was a tiny brass gear. Now that I think about it, they didn't use it when we put the scales back together.
The young'uns? But why would the... You know what? I don't want to know. I'll keep working on the model. You go and find that cog.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Sid! Is Mid still hiding from us?
She wasn't hiding. She's fine. She's just busy working on her next project.
A new invention? What is it? What is it? Is it an airship? I bet it's an airship!
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something special, something only you three can provide. A brass gear. A tiny one. One that might fit on, say, a set of scales.
Oh, the one you forgot! We remember!
We saved it, just in case. It's in the bag of bits.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then reassembling everything we can find. All the pieces that are left over, we keep under our beds, just in case.
That's good to know.
Look! I found it! Is that all? Just the gear? We have more parts if Mid needs them.
That's all for now. But I'll let Mid know about your hoard. Just in case.
Thanks, Sid.
Brass cogwheel.
Well, did they have it?
Is this it?
They did. And they kept it somewhere nice and safe. Will it work?
Will it work? It's perfect! You're a genius, Clive.
What exactly are you going to use it for?
Only the most important job of all. The wings aren't going to move on their own, but with the right cog in the right place, well, you just wait and see.
Oh, is it just a prototype?
There goes nothing. Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The Mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes, children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head, or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my Mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm gonna bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
Of course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still need to make it a treasure worth hunting for. Won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. My dad always said, dream big. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Only that it's a good one. And I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do.
I think I have enough time to do one more side quest at this rate. The model airship.
Whatever's right next.
A love story?
There was a box up here the whole time.
I suppose it's magic keeping them afloat.
What else could it be?
I will not let them be forgotten. Sid, may I have a moment?
Of course.
It is an honor to finally speak with you. My name is Herman. I've been with the Cursebreakers for some time now, and I wish to be deployed to Ash. Any assignment will do.
No. The lands across the Narrow are too dangerous. I will not send good men and women to risk their lives needlessly. Why would you want to go back?
I need to retrieve something. Something important. I was raised in an orphanage. Badbach Conservatory. Or rather, I was held captive there. It was not a place of nurture. It existed solely to turn bearer children into mindless weapons. We were tortured until we feared no pain. Tormented until our hearts turned to stone. And few ever survived long enough to become tools of the last king.
I can't imagine.
I lost so many. I can't even remember all their names. But they must be remembered. They cannot fade away, faceless and forgotten. The Institute was run with military precision. Every child measured, every name recorded, every death logged with meticulous care. Sid, allow me to travel to Ash and recover the registry so that my brothers and sisters might live on.
You were a good friend, Herman. But the fact remains that Ash is simply too dangerous.
Sid, please. Even should it cost me my life.
Too dangerous for you, Herman. But not for me. I'll go to Badbach and find the registry.
You will?
I won't let you risk your life.
I don't know how to thank you.
It's all
You can
errands
start by
and
telling me
little
where I'll find this orphanage.
trips for this
Grace.
near end game.
Hidden in a forest, overlooking the plains.
All right. I'll see what I can find there.
May the mothers guide you.
Over there. Yeah, I was there before.
Good girl.
Did I ignore those? I said we're going to ignore those. You too.
To fight. This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here.
A potion. Kingdom will hereby incorporates this institution where juvenile bearers are to be granted the opportunity to give themselves in service to the state as soldiers.
Disposed of.
Today's exercise consists of 20 sandbags for each duration. Burn intensity will gradually increase. Live combat.
Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture. Herman wasn't exaggerating. It's a wonder he survived this place. I need to find that registry.
I have recently learned that my own daughter was among the children turned to stone by the brutal training I subjected them to. I had not so much as thought of her since handing over to the authorities as a babe, but inquiries with the military confirmed it. It was her. I had been torturing my own flesh and blood, and now I see her everywhere. Today one of the children smiled at me in the hope of receiving a few scraps from my table. It was her smile, the smile she inherited from her mother, the mother I killed for giving birth to a bearer. Their ghosts have all come back to haunt me. My daughters, my wives, all of them, all the children. Somebody died in my hand. I can bear the guilt no longer. And so I've decided tomorrow I too must die. It will be the last order I give those poor wretches, the last torment I subject them to. I will command them to tear me limb from limb and inter my accursed corpse beneath a white tree, whose crooked hands reach the sky in supplication. And beside me my shame, my curse, the record of all their names, and those I wronged. White tree!
This reads like a suicide note. Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, and the graveyard that we avoided.
Forked white tree. This must be the place.
But the box! The box!
Could he really be buried here? There's something hidden among the roots. Let's see. This must be the registry. So many names. This place was a slaughterhouse. Where is the architect of all this misery?
There he is.
It was only a matter of time, I suppose. This place is cursed.
Too many graves. Come on, tear through that health bar like butter. Alright. Lieutenant Bird!
I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think there's 2 more out there in the wild, and there's 3 more bounties. So we've made some headway.
I hear that you traveled to Ash. Sid, did you by any chance recover the names of my fallen friends?
I did. Yes.
Hand it over.
If I may? The bearer registry. The director was a brutal man. He got no worse than he deserved.
The registry was all I found beneath the tree. There was no sign of a body. Nor any record of what happened to the children after the orphanage closed.
I pray that at least some of them survived. All their names are here. The ones we lost. My friends. My light in those dark times. I can still remember their faces, like it was yesterday. Children who were taken from their bunks in the morning, never to return. No explanation ever offered.
They'd be happy to know that you survived, Herman.
But why did I make it out alive, when so many others died in that awful place?
It's not your fault. And blaming yourself won't bring them back. Honor their memory. See that their names live on. That way, at least. They're never truly gone.
Thank you. Sid, I'm going to write a book. An account of the horrors of Badbach, and the spirit of those its custodians sought to crush. All of Valisthea will know of our suffering, and in the name of those I lost, I will not let it happen again.
Neither will I.
These records would have been buried for all eternity, were it not for you. Thank you.
Let's do one more side quest, and then I'll run to a hunt. And then I'll make my 2-hour mark, I think.
Ah, Clive. This is it then, brother.
Our last dance with ultimate waits. Only the Father knows what awaits us up there.
Indeed.
Whatever we find, we shall overcome it. Ew, not due to disappoint our friends. They all believe in you, Clive. They would follow you to the ends of the earth if they could.
You're wrong.
My friends don't follow me. They spur me on. I could have made this far without them. No, without you, Joshua. You gave your blessing, maybe your shield. Without you, I don't know how I would have even survived. Even when we were apart, you were always with me, and I trust you'll be with me now to the end.
Of course.
Whatever that may be.
Joshua, what's wrong? And don't say nothing.
It's not nothing. I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found Father's will, or something akin to it.
His will? How and where?
In the crypt beneath Rosalith Castle. After Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to recover what relics of the Duchy yet remained. And in the process of doing so, they found a letter from Father.
I'm surprised anything survived down there.
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience. I have been meaning to go, but would you join me?
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter as much as you do.
Very well. I'm ready to leave when you are.
Oh, it looks like all the main characters have questions for me. And there's another quest at Tabor there anyway. Great.
Here, take a look at my wares. Anything else? Go safely.
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous. Cyril, you found a letter from Father? Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
I know that I ask much of you in this coming war, but I can see no other way to secure a future for our duchy and our family. Yet even should we succeed in subduing the savages and winning back Drake's breath, the threat of the Blight still blooms, and only with all of Rosaria striving as one might we last overcome it. I have made plans to see us through, but such are the obstacles that stand in our way, it shall likely fall to you to continue my work. I know that you have the strength, the courage, and the will to do so. This shall be an arduous inheritance, and so I offer you another, that you might be reminded of the love and the faith that I hold for both of you. Your father,
An inheritance?
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of? His plans for the Duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies. With the Blight spreading ever more widely across the Twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival. He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals, and to see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime. But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides, those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
It is true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
This is the Requietary, an archive where we of the Undying collect and collate our findings. Fragments of Ultima's true nature surely lie buried within these pages. We have only to unearth them.
I'm not reading that. Hello?
My lord, Your Grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress. But with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, it would surely make your father proud.
What say you, Joshua?
What else? Titan's Wake is to the south of here. But we must not be hasty. The good lady has been disappointed once already.
Going the whole way? I've got things to do! She's got nothing else to do. Dodge wars and track one monster.
Eyes peeled, Joshua.
Be safe.
Simurg.
There it is. The House Rossfield.
Save that for a little later. Since you've been gone, there's been many episodes, and unfortunately there's a lot of story that you could have missed if you weren't here with like last episode. So I don't know where to start with the question. But we do have some of our VODs up for the last week or so. Just gonna back up, not deal with that. Down! Oh, what we did do is we ended up having to fight Ultima at least once, and now he's pissed off. I mean, more pissed off. And I don't know what he's planning to do. He just basically, after we broke the last Mother Crystal, he just made his own, made another one, and just started floating in the sky. we go. A heartstone.
Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Godotha will know.
Is there another quest here? My goodness. My goodness. Too much to do.
Thank the Founder you were safe. The Griffin is slain then?
And the Heartstone claimed.
Hand him over.
Yes. This radiant luster, like frozen flame. It is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Godotha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith.
How could any fight that thing, though? It was pretty nuts.
The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion, and the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms. Only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Always!
Thank you, Lady Godotha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them.
I don't think he told her.
How were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands, of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that his Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Godotha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us, for giving my service meaning.
Can't warp, you gotta walk out.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff. Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive?
No.
Should we pay Father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it. For it too is a part of your inheritance.
I think it's just going to be a subject piece rather than an actual thing I can
Your father
equip.
would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
Oh, there's 2 quests here? My goodness. There are quests everywhere! This is just gonna be like part 1 of many, I bet you. Heroes Bluff. So heads up, viewers, we're gonna be doing side quests before we do the final boss.
Ready, go? Yeah! Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies? That I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made all the difference.
It's just
Oh yeah, I ran this way before. But I saw nothing here, so I just left it.
Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
Oh, these protagonist powers are getting to me. Psychic attacks.
We won't lay you down.
Onward then.
Onward. To the end.
and to a new beginning.
Cool. Rusted Metal Helm. Joshua has joined class party and remain with him until departing for Origin. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I don't know if it would have made any combat easier or not, but... Founder's Grasp. Fashioned after those pictured adorning the wrists of the mythical founder in ancient engravings, Archduke Elwyn intended to gift these bands to his beloved sons upon their coming of age, but they might serve to remind them of the unbreakable bonds they share as proud scions of the ducal line, and the unwavering devotion that would be required to see the duty done. It's just better gear, so I'm putting it on. Back to the hideaway! There's 2 quests here, and then 3 by letter. But I believe we're going to do that tomorrow instead. For part 2 of Side Quest Palooza. Alright, that's it, everybody. I will see everyone later tonight on Brian's Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom stream, where he plays that one-handed. Be sure to check that out at about 11 Eastern Standard Time, and you're going to have some fun watching the magic that is high dexterity. In the meantime, I'm going to raid a friendly channel. Let's see. Who's online? Oh, I see somebody who's playing Goat Simulator, and that's going to be Craft Quest Cutie. Alright. We're going to watch them play some fun and some seamless Goat Simulator. I'm going to hit the raid button and we'll move over there in 10 seconds. But thanks everyone for stopping by. I hope you all had a great night, and I hope to see you again tomorrow, same time, same place. We're going to continue this side quest on. Yeah. It might be a bit sooner. It might be a 5 to 7. We'll see. We're just going to try and get as many done as we can. But yeah, we're going to watch a Craft Quest Cutie. We're playing Goat Simulator, and I hope to see you all later tonight as well. Alright, we're going to do an end of month giveaway later tonight, so be sure to find out if you want a copy of Civilization 6 and some DLC to go with it. And then we're going to get our next game ready to go. I have a guess of what it's going to be, so look forward to that. I'm going to hit the raid button, and see you in 10 seconds. Have a good night, everyone. Stay safe out there. Work in your backlogs. Don't let them haunt you like ghosts. And be sure to just do your best out there. I hope to see you again. And it's been Mike from GXP Streams. We're jumping over to Craft Quest Cutie playing Goat Simulator. Woo!